Hello and welcome back to the Black Death. Today I'll be talking about tools, and in this case I'll be talking about tools to gather resources, so shovels, wood axes, pickaxes, and that's it. In theory there's also sickles and fishing rods and other things, but sickles I will do in a separate video because I have to gather quite a bit of seeds to do that, and the fishing rods I've done a separate video on. So in this first part of the video, I'll be going through each tool there is and the crafting requirements, so the level required, and also the materials and possibly workbench or anvil required. In the second part, I'll go into my Excel document and show you the yields, so how much of each resource you get from using each specific tool. So, to start in the beginning, the primitive, sometimes or during crafting called the stone shovel, requires a level of 5 in peasantry or in farming. As you can see, it requires 1 wood, 1 small rock, 1 string, and a workbench. The second spade or shovel there is the iron shovel or iron spade once you've crafted it. It requires 1 wood and 1 iron ingot and an anvil. The iron spade requires level 13 in farming. The first axe you will be able to craft is the stick wood axe or primitive wood axe once you finish crafting it, and you can craft it right from the beginning, so level 0. Next axe there is the bone wood axe. It requires level 9 in farming, and it also requires 1 bone and 1 stick to craft. Next axe is the iron wood axe. It requires level 11 in farming and costs 1 wood and 1 iron ingot. The last axe there is, the last wood axe there is the silver wood axe. It requires level 15 in farming and also requires 1 wood and 1 silver ingot to craft, as well as an anvil, same as the iron wood axe. As the last tool I'll be talking about, or tool set I'll be talking about today, the pickaxes. The first one is the primitive or stick pickaxe. You can craft at level 2 of farming. It requires 1 stick, 1 string, and 1 small rock. The next one is the iron pickaxe. It requires level 11 in farming, but sometimes can be bought at a smith, a blacksmith. It requires 2 wood, 1 iron ingot, and also an anvil. And last there is the silver pickaxe, which requires level 16 in farming, and it requires 2 wood, 1 silver ingot, and an anvil. So for the second part of this video, I'll be going through the yields and possibly discussing them a little bit. So for the stone and iron shovel, there is no real difference between the amount of clay you gather. You gather 2 clay regardless. I've tested this for quite a while since I couldn't believe that there was no difference. Of course, all of these values that I'm talking about are as the non-peasant profession. If you were a peasant, you could add to each of these values 1. So the only real reason why you would make an iron spade instead of a primitive shovel is that the durability of the iron shovel is a lot better, so you can use it for a lot longer. Then next, the axes. There are 4 types, as I've discussed. The stick wood axe gives you 1 wood. The bone axe also unfortunately only gives you 1, even though it takes 9 levels to get there. The only real reason for getting a bone wood axe is that it has a better durability, quite a lot better than the primitive wood axe. However, considering that the iron wood axe only requires level 11 and gives you 3 times that amount, so 3 wood per chop, it's probably best waiting those 2 extra levels. Interestingly enough, the silver wood axe, which requires level 15, also only gathers 3 wood, so there is no real reason to switch over to the silver wood axe from the iron wood axe. I haven't seen much difference in their durability either, and by the time that you destroy a silver wood axe, or an iron wood axe, you'll probably have seen 3 anvils on the way anyway. Last, there is the pickaxes, and these are actually quite interesting in the end. The stick pickaxe is quite boring. It gives you 1 resource regardless of what node it is, so stone ore, iron ore, silver ore, gold ore, or coal. Always gives you 1. The iron pickaxe gives you 4 for stone ore and 4 for coal ore, or coal. Iron ore and silver ore both give you 3. And gold ore incidentally only gives you 1, like the stick pickaxe, which is quite interesting. For the silver pickaxe, it's exactly the same as the iron pickaxe, with the one exception that the silver pickaxe gives you 3 gold ore instead of 1 gold ore, which I find quite funky, that the stick pickaxe and the iron pickaxe have the same amount, but then the iron pickaxe has 1/3 of what the silver pickaxe gives you. So in my opinion, if they were to rebalance the whole thing, in my opinion, it should be 1 clay for the primitive shovel, 2 clay for the iron spade, 1 wood for the stick or primitive wood axe, 2 for the bone axe, 3 for the wood axe, iron wood axe, and then either 4 or keep it at 3, I don't care, silver wood axe. Although it would be nice if it could go to 4, since that would show linearity. Same thing for the pickaxes. I would find it much better if it were, for instance, 1 gold ore for the stick pickaxe, 2 gold ore for the iron pickaxe, and 3 for the silver pickaxe. Same thing with coal. For instance, you could have 1 with the stick pickaxe, 2 or 3 with the iron pickaxe, and then 4 with the silver pickaxe. Same for stone ore. And you could do the same linearity with iron ore as for gold ore. Same for silver ore. I mean, you could also then change the numbers overall, but it would be nice if there was a linear progression rather than, well, iron and silver is more or less exactly the same, except for gold. Anyway, I hope I haven't been rambling on for too long, and I hope you've enjoyed. I'll get out the video on sickles as soon as I've gathered enough seeds. So because in order to test it, I need wheat seeds, which I have enough of. Then I need oat seeds and also sugarcane seeds. So that might take me a while. In the meantime, I'll also try to fill in with a video on traps. So I hope you've enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll answer them as fast as possible. And if you have any creative inspirations or things I could do videos on, do leave them in the comments as well.